Bridget. So Bridget's the baby of the family, and there's 11 years between her and me, and I don't know how I'm gonna top that. So thanks, Bridget. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for being here and mostly on time. I know for my family that's quite a feat, and it is super duper appreciated, everybody. My name is Megan, but more importantly today, I am Katie Lynn's big sister. I have been Katrina's big sis for all of 24 years of her life, which is the beautiful part of being sisters. The bond that you forge when you're forced to be with someone all the time for 2.5 decades is a fairly strong one. Since I've known Kit Kat her entire life, I've also been privy to watching her grow up and grow through so much. Like a lotus flower, always pushing, growing through the hardships and yuck of life to bloom into this beautiful flower that we see today, always coming out on top. Now about Katie. For those that don't know our family, I'm the eldest of 6 and also the firstborn child in our generation, siblings and cousins and such, which was super cool for like a year and a half before our second sister, Sydney, was born, and then a year and 2 weeks later, Kathleen was here as well. And then it was just the 3 of us. As we got older, it was still just the 3 of us. Even as Justine, Tommy, and Bridget were born, they were the babies and we were the big girls, and that's how it has always been for as long as I can remember. Katie was the perfect little sister. No matter how many windows were broken, Oreos were stolen out of our grandma's pantry, no matter how many times we got into trouble, Katie was always the one to take the blame for everything. Thanks. Ever since we were children, Kit Kat has always taken on the weight of the world to make it better for those she loves and cares about. Ekaterina also has a super strong moral compass, which is a remarkable trait to possess, but even more so from a young age. I remember when Katie must have been 9 years or younger, after just moving to a new part of town and barely making new friends, she smacked the crap out of our big brother, Charles, because he was cursing and she was not having any of it, at 9 years old. Caddy is always strong in her convictions of right and wrong, never faltering to peer pressure or what other people think she should or shouldn't do or stand for. It's something that I've always admired about her. That being said, my classy and gorgeous sister is also one of the most adventurous and fun people I have ever known. She's visited me in 2 countries in my professional career, as well as come to Alaska for my senior night at college, where we also snuck her into a bar. Shout out to Shorty. In Finland, we got matching lotus flower tattoos and walked over the ocean. In Helsinki, we've been wine drunk in Melbourne, Australia, and imitated koalas on Phillip Island. We've sang together at Poetic Soul here in Phoenix, and it's no coincidence that all my best pictures are taken with you, and all my best outfits come out of your closets. You have got so much life and love in you, Katie, and I'm so glad that you found the man that you can share all that goodness with. Now about Dale Trey. Are you ready? Here it comes. Now, I honestly can't remember the first time I met Trey, but I know that I didn't like him. Mainly because he's a guy, and to be fair, men are trash, which Trey also agrees with me on, so it's okay. I do remember coming home and hearing everyone in my family speaking with a new Trey accent, very confused. I remember Bridget calling him Jason, which was equally confusing. But when the baby of the family liked him, I figured he would be around for a while, and well, here we are. I think the first time I knew that Trey belonged in our family was when I came home from Finland after my grandmother had passed. And I had yet to cry in front of anyone about it. Being the eldest in my family also meant being the strongest, but we went to see The Greatest Showman as a family for Christmas. When we came back, the soundtrack was playing, and I started absolutely bawling, but also laughing hysterically like a crazy person. And Trey just hugged me in his monotone way, repeatedly saying, "I know, Megan, and what else? And what else, Megan?" And I cried, and I laughed. And every time I thought I was done, it would start again, and he'd just hug me and pat me on the back and patronize me again, in the best way possible. But more than just consoling the crazy big sister, Trey goes above and beyond for our family, with Caitlin always at the center of it. It's in his eyes when she plays guitar and sings. It's the way he gets under her skin in a way that makes her feel loved. And the way he always buys her presents he knows she wants, even though she just says, I know what you got me, for a month and a half until she can open them. Stop buying her things, Trey. Trey, you are the best fit for my sister. You calm her when she's aching and soothe her when she's freaking out. You take the weight of the world off of her shoulders and help her carry the load when things get heavy. My siblings absolutely adore you, and you've been an amazing example to my brother as to what a strong Black man should be in this world today, and a better example to my sisters, showing them what kind of a partner they deserve in this space. You make Katie's good days better and her better days the best. You take the time to get to know her, you love her for who she is, always encouraging her and reminding her that she is an amazing and beautiful person and making sure that she sees it too. Now that we are adults, Katie has repeatedly asked me to not introduce her to people as my little sister, which is really annoying actually because I've spent the last 24 years watching out for her, holding her hand when she's scared, showing up to hospitals because her heart hurts, or her lungs don't want to function, which always seems to happen at roughly 1 o'clock in the morning, yeah? Oh, okay. It has been 24 years of endless FaceTimes, phone calls, this you memes on Instagram and Facebook, laughing at the horrible pictures from our angsty teenage years. 24 years of calming fears and anxieties and reminding her that she is the greatest thing in my life. Katie is the strongest vertebrae in my backbone, the tune that is always in my head. And though I can speak roughly 4 languages, she's also the only person I never have to translate my soul to. Though this day is absolutely amazing, I know that there's one person missing who is watching over this day with all the love and laughter heaven can muster. When I was writing this, I tried to think of all the Grandma Susanisms that I could, and what she would want to say to you if she could be here today.